Today we're gonna get a little bit more hyper focused.
Okay.
So we're gonna go through our Somali relationships.
Jeez.
It's a little-
This is gonna be fun.
This one's hitting home. This one's hitting home. So
And you know it's good because like they don't like prep me for these questions, so you're getting like all raw footage, all
this is
content.
the real deal, man. I'm telling you.
It's just me, man. 100% raw.
That's why we need you here. Real rap raw, right?
Mm.
Okay, so the title of this says, "New wife is a bit too affectionate." We're already okay.
That's all I dream for.
Wow.
That's all I ever want.
Niggas just want to be loved, man.
Niggas just want okay. So, all right, so it starts off like this. Hi, I've been married for 4 months. We are both Somali and raised in Canada. However, my wife is very affectionate to the point that it is a bit suffocating. When I come home from work, she's at home and she runs over to me and gives me hugs and kisses. Then a lot of the time she'll want to sit on my lap while I eat dinner and feed me my dinner as well. Then after that, she'll want to cuddle if we watch Netflix/TV and cuddle until we go to sleep. She also tells me she loves me at least 5 times a day. She's very sweet, don't get me wrong, but all this affection is not something I'm used to. It can be a bit much sometimes, and it almost comes off as childish. The other day she asked me if she could rest her head on my lap and if I could give her a head massage. It felt nice that she'd bend down and tried to be affectionate for me, but she continuously tried to kiss me all over my face, and that's when I got up because it was way too much. She looked a bit hurt, which I felt bad about. How do I tell her to tone down her feelings without hurting her feelings? All right, bro.
You want to go first, John? Or yeah, go ahead.
So let me tell you something. This man has everything any guy ever wanted, fam.
Right?
Like this is every characteristic that you're looking for in a partner, and he is in his own way pushing her away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, but at the same time, I kind of get where he's coming from. I want to emphasize. I want to talk on his perspective first. I don't think a lot of Somali men or boys, when we're growing up, we're not shown that affection. You know, like we don't know how to accept love. It's very awkward. Like even for me personally, to this day, I started hugging my pops like a couple years ago. It was very.
That's a wild sentence, by the way.
It was very
This
abnormal.
nigga, you're anti-hug?
Like I like getting.
What is he's anti-hug? He's just like maybe not used to hugging his
It was
father.
just
Yeah,
like,
like I thought it's such a weird thing, in my opinion, to accept love from certain people in your life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I get where he's coming from, but at the same time, this is somebody who you share a life with. This is your life partner.
Right.
So if you can't share love with this person, who can you really share it with? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, fam, that's everything I'm looking for. You know, check mark,
That's you, eh?
check everything's perfect. You know?
That's you, eh? Yeah.
What do you guys think?
No, 100,000% I agree with your sentiment. What you're thinking is going, because in all essence, he's being shown an exorbitant amount of love, and that's kind of a little too much for him, he's saying.
Yeah.
I think this guy needs to he needs to understand his blessing, you know, like say alhamdulillah, take a step back and realize that a lot of people would love to be in the position that he's in. However, there's like a psychological aspect to this where he needs to at least understand why he's naturally pushing away the love he's getting from his wife, right?
Uh-huh.
I think a lot of it has to do with what you're saying in the Somali community. When we're being raised as young men, there's not much love and affection that we see from our family in terms of men and women. So it's tough for us to understand physical, emotional, those types of connections with a woman, right? So those trials and errors we go through as young men, and then which lead us into being a stable enough husband to have a fluid marriage. But in this case, I don't think that this brother really had that upbringing or that knowledge coming into this relationship, and now he's kind of hit a brick wall. You know, he's rejecting the love from his wife, right? So I think first he needs to have a conversation with his wife, right? Let her know that
to relax,
not to relax, but let her know that he's still uncomfortable with some of the things that she's doing and showing her love with, right? And at least assure her that he's trying to get better or move or grow past this. You know, this is not we're not gonna be here forever, type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, if you can communicate that with her, then I think that their marriage can last and can go further. But the fact that he's bottling it all up is the part that's not sticking with me.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think, brother?
obviously I'm not as erudite and as expressive as my brothers here. The guy's a bitch. Let's just call a spade a spade.
He's calling it.
Let's call a spade a
That
spade.
got right to the point.
Right to it,
Listen, you're a bitch, bro. Let me tell you why you're a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Tell him.
I'm kidding. But let me tell you why you're a subpar human being. The fact that if you're gonna express this to the girl, don't call her childish. Don't say that what she's doing is childish, because that's a one-way ticket to someplace you don't want to go.
Right.
I understand, like Jama said, like Slim said, we're not used to that in our community. Although we're not like so stifled from love. Like we understand the concept.
Right.
Especially like as men, we understand the concept,
There's
right?
still a sense of common sense there, right? You know?
I would just say like, it's messed up to say, but like, I don't know if certain guys grow out of certain habits. I don't know. I wouldn't really know, right? One of my homies, he's not super affectionate. He's a married man now, and he has a daughter. And he's still relatively himself.
Yeah.
Although he might just be putting on the front for the guys. I don't know, but
Could be.
Probably.
maybe,
I'm telling you right now, he's a different guy. at home.
Behind closed doors?
That nigga probably cuddling at home.
Be real.
You bitch ass nigga. And you know I'm talking to you.
Yep.
When he watches this episode,
Don't
he knows
hide
I'm
from
talking
this,
to him.
man. Don't hide from
Bitch ass nigga. But a lot of guys, I think, don't like outgrow certain things. A lot of guys don't like get that home training, right?
Mhm.
So for this guy, John already said it. You have something that a lot of people would, quite frankly, kill for.
100%.
Like, a lot of niggas wish they could come home to a girl who wants to be around them and wants to be, all up on them or whatever. Like, a lot of guys go home to nothing.
Facts.
A lot of guys go home to like wives who don't particularly care, or even if they do care, they don't show it like that. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I'm like,
Tell how it is.
I'm beyond ready to be smothered when I get. I'm ready. If she's not on my body, I don't want her. If she's not on my body,
Hey, my guy wants somebody to stick on him like a mosquito.
wallahi, listen. There was a time years ago.
Yeah.
There was a time years ago when we started doing the pod. Somebody was like, I love Nice so much. They wrote in the Curious Cat. They're like, I love Nice so much. I want to wear him like a bodysuit.
Whoa.
And that scared me at the time. Like, what kind of jigsaw freakiness are you? What?
Right?
Yeah.
You know, wear me like a bodysuit. What?
That's
You
a little.
changed your mind about that though?
I want it now.
Oh, no.
I'm all for it now. I'm all for it now.
My guy had 4 years to think about it.
I had time to think about it now. I had time.
He's like, I think I'd make a nice body.
I would make a great bodysuit. Are you crazy? My complexion, you know my body. I'm outside. Like.
Giving people ideas out there, man.
Oh man. But no, just listen, bro. Like, if you're gonna address this to the girl, number one, change your approach. Because obviously, I know you're not gonna talk like if this is a real situation, mind you.
Fair enough.
Because we don't know. There are a lot of people just be capping on Reddit for karma, right?
Yeah.
There'd be
Yep. Karma farming.
karma farming.
Karma farming.
Fuck you.
Get out of here.
Karma's not even allowed in the Dean, you coward.
Facts. Get out of here.
Coward. But if it's real, listen, just change your approach. And like Slim was saying, like, there are some people who like they'll tell them, hey, I'll try and get accustomed to this. It doesn't sound like it from the context of the conversation though.
Yeah, it sounds like
It doesn't sound like it sounds like he's trying to get her to stop, period.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're doing that, bro, I'm not gonna lie, you're headed towards a nasty place called
Facts.
divorce.
Facts.
No.
That's where you're going.
Facts.
But I don't understand why he doesn't see the benefits in this. It's like, to your point, coming home to such a warm environment after, let's say, you worked 8-hour shift, isn't that something that you'd want to be blessed by?
Right?
Like,
Facts.
wouldn't that be something that you want to be welcome to? Like,
I was looking at the top comment of this post, man, and the comment said, "Oh, help me, my Ferrari is too red." Like, my nigga, like, what the fuck are you complaining about here, bro?
He's suffering from his success. man.
Suffering
Yeah.
from success.
Yeah.
It's
Literally.
like, okay,
Yeah.
what else you gonna tell me? You gonna tell me you have a beautiful car too? Beautiful.
Let me
home?
let me find out you got bare bread. Let me find out, you know what I mean?
yo.
Let me find out she's a stallion.
Facts,
Let me
yo.
find out.
That is
Let me
crazy.
find out he's at home and refusing a 5'10" stallion. I'll kill you.
Unreal,
I'll kill you.
brother.
I'll kill you.
Fix up, man. Get your act together.
Go
bro.
get your shit
But
together.
you know what I was thinking? Let me throw you guys a question though. If somebody, okay, like let's put us into the perspective, right? If we did go,
I was assuming, by the way, sorry, I was assuming that he was a street nigga, maybe.
I think he's a normal guy.
No, cause like my brother Mac Mittens, like he's he used to be with the shits, right?
Okay, okay.
And like,
no?
no, he's a
I'll tell you
great
right now,
guy.
he's cuddling at home with whoever he's.
And I'm sure he is.
I'm telling you.
Fam, listen, that guy had a hard life. Yo, Mac Mittens, I love you, brother. I'm sure for a fact he's at home.
He changed. Why do you
Bro,
think he got married?
I'm telling you, the guy's a new guy.
Yeah,
And
man.
I'm a firm believer, like the women in his life have made that happen. But go ahead, you're saying.
What I was saying is, let me throw you guys a question. Let's say you guys went the route of, because in our religion, it's not really that great to date, right?
Yeah, it's not
You know what I
really.
mean?
Yeah, it's not really
So
a
let's
thing.
say this guy took that route and he was like, and this was his first welcoming to a relationship and ended up in a marriage, right? So if this is your first introduction to what a marriage is, you're kind of inexperienced in the art of showing love or receiving love, you know? So is it really wrong for him to see this as bizarre when he's never received it like this before, you know?
But that's when I feel like that's when kind of common sense comes into play, right? Like there should be a realization for this guy at some point. Maybe it's not right now, where he's thinking, "Why am I rejecting this?" You know?
Did he say his age in the post?
Yeah, I think so.
I believe he did. No, no age. Sorry.
Oh, no age?
No.
I'm thinking, yo, if he's below 25, it's like,
He's been married for 4 months.
Yeah.
Raised in Canada, Somali.
Okay, so
We probably know this guy.
you probably know this guy. Hey, if it's who I'm thinking of,
Yo,
you're a goof.
No, but it's like, what if that was you guys? Do you think it's something? Do you think love is something that just magically you have the experience for right off the bat, or is it something that you have to? It's like an ability where you have to train for it. You know, you have to be comfortable with receiving it, or do you think it's something where, since we watch so much stuff like rom-coms or like so much shows or
A lot of media that has romance.
do you think it's
in
just
it.
something that naturally comes to us?
I think people can be swayed in a negative way based off what they see in terms of like entertainment.
Yeah.
But at the same time, too, like you got to know, like just looking on the streets when you see a couple like being affectionate, holding hands and stuff like that, that's what signifies that they're together.
Of
you
course,
know,
of course, yeah.
like there's visual things that you can see. You know, there's things that you hear people say to each other. Like there's cues that will show you in society that people love each other.
Of course.
Right. So I think it's one thing to pick up on those things, but it also takes a level of like maturity, I guess, to understand that a woman has needs and a man has needs.
Yeah.
And there's different forms of what are they called? Love languages.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that takes practice. Nobody's just born knowing that. But at the same time, too, it's always best to understand that there's a learning curve for everything. You know, if that's understood, then I think you can flourish. But if you're just very stubborn and, you know, not very open minded about relationships in general, if this is his first relationship through an arranged marriage, let's say, for example, then I think he needs to understand that he doesn't have any experience coming into this and it's going to take work.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that he's there yet. So just based off of this post, you know, like you're saying, like calling it childish means to me that you're
childish.
you're headed down divorce path, you know?
And he's childish too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Just that way of thinking, and even posting it on Reddit, you know, and not having a conversation with your spouse is weird. So fix up, brother.
Just pull up your socks, man. At the end of the day, what you're you know, showing disgust or hesitation towards, the next man will gobble that up, bro.
Facts, bro. And then where are you gonna be?
The next man will snatch that from you, or wallahi, from your hands.
You're gonna regret it so badly when she leaves you too.
And it might be me.
Be real, man.
It could be any of the dogs right here. It could be any of the dogs right here.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Listen, real talk though. Just get yourself, you know, situated. Talk to her. Have a conversation. Be an adult about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like, just be ready for whatever could come, because that conversation could go 1,000,001 ways. You have to be ready however it goes.
Yeah.
Facts.
Agreed.
Facts. And I guess we'll leave it at that. Any last remarks?
Good luck, brother.
Yeah, bro. Suffering from wish that was me.
Suffering from success.
Suffering.
Hanoun.
Alive.
Hanoun.
It's all good. He'll figure it out though.
There's another nigga that's gonna make that LeBron post. I can't believe this is my life.
Literally, I can't believe this is my
I
life.
can't believe this is my life. And he's sitting there watching it like, ah.
But you know, that's a villain story too. Like,
It is.
That's a villain
It's
story.
a
Like,
villain
a man's gonna
arc.
snatch up his wife. That guy's gonna become either an incel or a criminal.
Facts.
One
He's
of the
not there
other.
already, right? Somebody check that guy's phone, man.
I mean, he sounds like a bit of an incel. He sounds like
A little bit of a
Find that guy's
gerb.
profile.
real red pill.
Fact.
Real red pill.
I can't express dominance.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Those are the Andrew Tate followers, you know.
Facts.
Subscribe.
Facts.